everybody. It is Thursday. As you come in, please say hey in the comments. I also like you to share what you do and one thing you're grateful for. How about that? Of course, I got my music by Dreams, called Dreams, and it's by Ben Sound. I love this song. It says the mood is happy. It puts me in a happy mood. How about you? Well, welcome, everyone. I am Stephanie D. Morris, and this is Heart to Heart Conversations with Stephanie. Thank you for joining me on this Thursday, June 10th, 2021. And we are going to have a fabulous session today. Hey, Melissa, thank you. How are you? You know, without the mask, I could wear lipstick. With the mask, it doesn't even make sense to wear lipstick. Thanks for sharing this out and inviting the peoples in. I hope they come on because we have a powerful session and we are touching the very heart of what everyone needs. And that is financial resources, money. They need to get their financial blueprints in order. So that's what I'm saying. Financial blueprints in order. And I put out there that this episode is get on board for the new wealth transfer. And we're going to talk about that phrase, new wealth transfer. Some people understand it, some people don't. But we're also going to talk about everything finances. So we're just going to touch on it because, you know, we could be here forever. So I want to thank you for joining me live. If you are on Facebook, please share this to your family, your friends. If you are on YouTube, Stephanie D. Morris, please like and hit the bell for notifications because I come live every Thursday from 12 p.m. to 1. So if you are having lunch, I hope you enjoy it and conversate with us. And I am looking for guests for the show, Heart to Heart Conversations with Stephanie. I am looking for guests that want to share their business, share their books, share their, success, share their challenges. We can talk about them as well. But I am looking for guests for the show. Again, I go live every Thursdays from 12 to 1. So if you are interested, please put your name in the comments and I will get back to you, or just hit me in my inbox. And if you have my phone number, give me a call. Okay? So I always like to start, oh gosh, where is it? Hold on for one quick minute. Sorry. I always love to start with my devotional because I always find it hits home whenever I do. So, of course, my devotional, if you don't know, Jesus Calling by Sarah Young. And it is June 10th. And I have the one that has a morning verse and an evening. But I'm going to read the morning. It says, "Rest in me, my child. Give your mind a break from planning and trying to anticipate what will happen. Pray continually, asking my spirit to take charge of the details of this day. Remember that you are on a journey with me. When you try to peer into the future and plan for every possibility, you ignore your constant companion who sustains you moment by moment. As you gaze anxiously into the distance, you don't even feel the strong grip of my hand holding yours. How foolish you are, my child. Remembrance of me is a daily discipline. Never lose sight of my presence with you. This will keep you resting in me all day, every day. I just love this devotional because it just, as I read it, it's like God is talking to me, right to me. How about you? How many of you guys have this journal? This devotional, Jesus Calling by Sarah Young. I know I have gifted it to many people, and so they also enjoy it. So I'm sure you can get your copy on Amazon. They don't pay me, but let me tell you, it doesn't matter. That book is just phenomenal. So yes, we need to be present, Melissa. Be in the present. So Melissa, how are you doing? Share with me, what is your financial blueprint like? Do you have one? We're going to be talking about eliminating debt. The 5 stars of success is what Rodney Archer calls it. The 5 stars of success. And he is my guest today. And he is the CEO of Family Wealth. And I came across Rodney. What was it? He was doing a session on real estate. And it was at a college, and I went, and I just love his message about community and building wealth together. A lot of times I don't know, something about what I have found. Our community do not like to share information about money. I don't know why. It's not like you can go in my bank account and get my money, but we just don't seem to talk about it around the dinner table. We don't ask each other about resources of, financial investors, or, if you need credit repair, people will say that all day. But as far as, saying, oh, I have this investment in this, you need to check it out. You know what? We don't share that information. I love to share all type of information because I love people. I love to help people grow. And I figure if we grow together, we're stronger together. So I have no problem sharing whatever I learn, whatever I hear. It might be for you, and then it might not be for you, because everybody manages their finances different. They have different risk tolerances. So, oh, great. You have the book. I think you have the Jesus Calling. That's great. And Melissa says, I just filed for bankruptcy. My financial goal is to be debt free and be able to start saving something for my kids' future. We haven't been able to save in years. Well, I know, Melissa, you are on the right track. And Rodney is going to be able to share some great strategies on clearing up debt and sharing how you can get on track for financial success. And we do it as a community. So I'm going to bring Rodney on. But before I do, I just want to share his book. It is Take Back Your Wealth. And I am going to share how to get it. Here, Take Back Your Wealth. For print is $24.99, and you can get it in an ebook at $9.99. And the website to get it is www.lacktoabundance.com. And the reason why I am sharing this first is because I want to introduce Wisdom Seekers, a virtual book club. So I remember in February when I was interviewing Rodney. This is actually his second time. We had a great interview or conversation. Not really an interview because we just talked back and forth about issues. We talked about money thing. It was the money thing. I wanted to do a virtual book club. And I was supposed to do it for March. You know, life gets in the way. However, I said, you know what? The time is now. We are 6 months into 2021. Can you believe it? And I don't know about you, but I definitely need to get myself back on track to take back my wealth. I need to eliminate my debt. I need to get my credit score higher because I have some real estate to purchase. And I just want to become wealthier, not only financially, but also my mental health, my physical health, and relationships. So that's what I want to do. So my virtual book club is called Wisdom Seekers, and I will be introducing that online and having I have a slogan. I'm going to tell you what the slogan is because I forgot it off the top of my head. Let's see. It is, with every book we read, we grow. With every book we read, we grow. And I love doing things together with people. So that's why I can read by myself, but I think it's more interesting, and collectively when we read, we get different perspectives and we can grow together. So it says, Dr. George C. Frazier said, this book is a game changer. So if you are ready to take back your wealth, go from moving from lack to abundance, please join me in reading this book for the month of June. I'm actually going to start it next week when I go on my Jamaica trip. And the virtual book club is called Wisdom Seekers. The book is $24.99. The ebook is $9.99. And you can get it on www.lacktoabundance.com. I'm going to also share it in the comments. And please let me know if you want to join my virtual book club. It's going to be free. The book club is free. The book is not free, but we can read it together and grow wealthy together. So with that being said, I am going to bring on my wonderful guest, Rodney D. Archer, so we can share about the 5 stars to success. Oops, wrong one. Okay, give me a minute. Rodney, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome to Heart to Heart Conversations with Stephanie.
Yes, thank you so much, Stephanie. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you very well. You're nice and clear.
Awesome, awesome. Yep, it's a pleasure to be on your show once again.
Yeah, so tell the audience about Family Wealth and about Rodney D. Archer and what you do.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. So I am the CEO of Family Wealth Incorporated, Family Wealth Group, which is our financial services division. We started April of 2018. Our corporate division, we like to call ourselves a corporate community. And then we started our financial services division April of 2020. And so, you know, we're here to basically build and design and build upon, you know, financial systems from a corporate standpoint, and then from a community standpoint to lead literally a community of like-minded individuals. We like to say addressing our economic dilemma, moving from, you know, lack to abundance. And like you said, you know, we believe in moving everyone together as a unit so that everybody's coming together, working together, learning together, and building wealthy families together. And so that's our MO. And we've been on mission really since 2010. And we're just very excited because of the marketplace and basically what it has revealed in tools and strategies to help us speed up the process of moving people from lack to abundance. So we're very excited about that.
Excellent. So you've been at this since 2010,
That's
building a
correct.
family wealth. That is a long time.
Yes, very much so. And to be honest, I mean, it's all about being obedient to the process. I mean, there's no shortcut to it. We ask the questions of the universe in terms of what may be missing and how do we do it better. How do we do it faster or cheaper, or how do we bring better value to the marketplace? And so the universe it has an answer to it, but oftentimes we have to mature and we have to raise up to carrying the mantle or being able to walk into basically the promise or the solution of that question that is asked. So it takes time, not because it takes time for the marketplace to deliver, but it takes time for us to mature into the person that we need to become to walk out the mantle.
Wow, that's key. Time and maturity.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know for myself, I had a job for 22 years, made pretty nice income right there, really did. Mm-hmm. And the resource of that money, I feel that I did okay, but I could have done better. Mm-hmm. And it's just at the time, I was in my 20s, 30s, and 40s. And I guess your values are different then, and you don't know what you don't know. So mm-hmm. I'm 53 now. And if I was now 23 instead, I would do things so differently with what I know now. So, but I'm happy that I have the information, and that one of the important things I've learned is you have to act on the information that you have. If you don't act on it, it's not going to work for you. And I know a lot of people, they don't seek the information, right? And I was just talking earlier about our community, and honestly, my parents didn't talk about investing our money. Mm-hmm. No. I mean, they bought a house for us to live in, but other than that, they didn't talk about stocks. They didn't talk about mutual funds. They didn't talk about other properties to purchase. None of that. So unfortunately, I had to get it. I sort it out because I go to different, investment workshops and conferences and things like that, and I read books, but I had to seek that on my own. There was nothing that was in my household. It was not talked about at all.
Yeah, and that was the same here. I was raised by a single mom, and she was sharp as far as being on top of her finances as much as she knew, right? Mm-hmm. But she still had to carry debt and still was trying to save in her 401k and save in her regular account and so forth. And, at the end of her life, it wasn't enough. She had retired from Bristol Myers and then still had to work, till she died at, age 71. So what she knew, she acted upon, but she didn't know enough. And there wasn't enough information provided, like you said. I mean, it wasn't an open conversation that we were having in our communities, and certainly among our family units, or certainly at the kitchen table, to be more savvy and to be more wise and more disciplined and having more wisdom and so forth around our finances. And so in a lot of respects, we got to start from scratch. And the good news is that, again, there's information now that we can speed up processes. So it doesn't have to take 20, 30, 40 years to build wealth. Wealth can be built literally in the matter of months and years now. But as you said, Stephanie, people have to be hungry and thirsty for the information because it's a new day and things are moving rapidly, faster than ever before. And if you're not on top of this information, if you're not moving with the speed of success of this information, then unfortunately you're going to get left behind. And that's unfortunate for perhaps the vast majority of the people.
Yeah, left behind. So tell me more about Family Wealth and how the model you set up with Family Wealth and the 5 stars of success.
Yes, thanks for asking. So, back in 2010, I set out on this journey. I wanted to know what in the world were the 5%, secure and elite doing that 95% of Americans that are dead broke, still working, not doing. And so the answer really came outside of the institutional learning that that they subject us to. And so I found that there were 5 money systems that the elite, have created to basically exhaust our time, energy, and resources. And those 5 money systems, if you will, are credit, cash flow, business, banking, and investments. And so they're designed to move money, make money, and like I said, exhaust our time, energy, and resources throughout our lifetime. And I said, okay, got you there. So what's the counter? How do we counter these systems that are taking advantage of us? How do we reverse the curse and take advantage of these systems for our greater benefit? And so I devised a 5-star success system, if you will, or concept process at the time, where now we see it, more so as a system. But the first was mastering passive income of $24,000 or more, mastering 24, then 48, then 96,000. And the name of the game is replace earned income, because everyone needs more income, right? And everyone needs more income being created faster without labor involved. Would you agree with that, Stephanie?
Absolutely. So
And
passive
so,
income, let's go back and make sure people understand that passive income is income that is working for you. Right?
Yeah, income that's working for you that you can manage, if there's systems that you have in play, you can manage those systems, and those systems are what are producing money for you. And it's a skill set. It's an absolute requirement in the times that we're living in, because the standard exchanging dollars for hours and commissions for service is too slow. Because again, if the cost of goods are steadily going up, inflation because of stimulus packages, unemployment checks, and all of this money that's being created out of thin air, then of course it makes it harder and harder for everyone to make ends meet. So they're having to pick up so-called gigs, right, second jobs, third jobs, and so forth, just to make a living. Still not getting ahead, but just to make a living. And so there has to be new skill sets that are now introduced and mastered, so that that quality of life may be enjoyed by the people. I won't say the majority of the people. I'll just say the people who are willing to be awake and who are willing to learn something new.
Okay. Can we share what a passive income looks like? Like, what would you share as a passive income?
Yeah. So when we say $24,000 or more, per year, right? We're talking about, again, income that you don't have to work for. So if you can imagine, $24,000 a year is $2,000 a month, right? So $2,000 a month. So oftentimes people run towards network marketing as far as team building, or real estate as far as having tenants and they paying rent. And that's probably the easiest concept that most people can wrap their head around, right? You got several properties, people are paying, let's say $800 a month or whatever. The mortgage is, and expenses may be $600. So you're netting, about $200 a month. So that's $200 in, net profits or, passive income that, could assist in, your lifestyle, paying bills, paying off debt, whatever the case may be. Right. So, and you got to be careful in those situations, because just because you're bringing in $800 in that scenario, it doesn't mean that, you have $800 free and clear.
Correct.
Right. Right. In that case, again, if your expenses, taxes, insurance, and upkeep on the property is running you $600, and that's a lot of work for just $200 net profit. Right.
Absolutely.
So we want everyone to understand that it's not just about income that's coming in. It's not what you make, it's what you keep. And so we really want to introduce the idea of passive income that's free and clear. That's $2,000 net, not gross, right? So you can master that and move beyond that to 48,000, 96,000, again, ultimately to replace earned income.
Okay, so the goal is it's not what you make, it is what you keep.
Yes.
That was cool. And then the other part of it is actually not even settling for $2,000 a month, but putting your let me see, how can I say it? Your resources. Putting your resources in a system that can actually potentially in maybe 6 months to a year gain you, what did you say, 19,000 a month?
Well, we said going from from again the 24,000, 48, 96,000, a year and so forth. So we've stumbled upon resources that, again, we're very excited about, that for the first time, we've never really saw it in this vein before, in terms of literally just taking $4,000. You know how from an investment standpoint, Stephanie, how we've always thought that we had to have 500,000, a million, $2 million in order to generate $50,000 a year in passive income. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And we always thought that we had to have these large lump sums. So we work all of these 20, 30 years just to make 100,000, 200, 500,000, a million, whatever, in these lump sums, so that it may get converted into some kind of lifetime income stream after age 60. Is that about right?
Right, like an annuity product.
Like an annuity,
like that.
Right. Or a company pension, which, I mean, there's not many pensions these days, but Social Security and things like that. But for the first time, we now see how as little as $4,000, $4,000 can create literally $2,000 a month in passive income. Isn't that crazy?
You're telling me,
right?
I can. Wait. We gotta be slow, because I want people to capture this when they're looking at it, and they'll say, "Wow, what are they talking about? I need more information on that system," because this is my goal. My goal is to introduce something that is going to change people's lives.
Right.
And I'm not talking about magic. Right? I'm just talking. I want to be clear that this is real, and people are doing it, so it's proven. And so what I heard Rodney say, and you tell me if I'm right or wrong, is I can place $4,000 in the system, and I can get, I forgot, how much was it?
Well, we just said, I mean, it's literally over $500 a week, so conservatively speaking, 500 times 4 weeks is $2,000 a month. So it's very eye-opening. We do have now a process, and that's why we say we now have a 5-star success system, because we're walking people through a process of building more wealth, of creating more income, of being able to pay off, any and all debt and so forth, and do it in really the fastest time possible. And we're saying literally 12 months or less. I mean, we know it's a bold statement, but we do have people walking it out. We're going to have proof positive by the end of this year, to show that it does work. It's not a myth. It's not some abstract. It's not a scheme. It's not some Ponzi, foolishness. It's not a susu. It's not anything that perhaps have eroded trust in our community. But there are steps that can help us build trust in our community and help us build our self-esteem and build our confidence and build our self-worth and build our value, and teach new things in the household so that we can live the optimum life, not in our 60s, but we're talking about right in our 20s and in our 30s and so forth, and have massive wealth, built throughout our lifetime.
Yes. So Melissa says, I need more details on this system, y'all. I'm going to share with you, honey. Don't worry. So you said the first star, because there's 5 stars. So I want us to identify the 5 stars for people. So star 1, you said, is mastering passive income, 24K and higher a year. So that is one of the financial.
I'm sorry, the connection on this end is breaking up, Steph.
Okay. I don't know if it's your internet or my internet. I'm going to be honest. My internet connection goes in and out. But for me, it looks clear from my video. For you, you were breaking up a little bit. So I don't know if it's your Wi-Fi or if you have Ethernet connected into your computer. But for me, it looks clear.
Okay. Well, let's see. Let's keep going and see how we can do. Keep it moving.
Okay. So I was sharing that you have 5 stars. So I want us to list out these 5 stars, and then we can go back to speaking on the passive income piece.
Yeah.
Star number 2 is what?
So number 2 is 700 plus, credit scores. We like to say we don't use credit for debt. We use it for leverage. As far as, frequent flyer miles, hotel rewards, cashback rewards, or, having a greater return on the investment, in terms of what we're leveraging the credit for. So this is important because, we get our 700 plus scores and, we basically buy the car, or we go on vacation, or whatever the case may be. And then we just pay, at the bank schedule. And that's unfortunate because, we have to understand that, again, we leverage these systems, credit systems, for our greater benefit and not get leveraged by them. And so if we're just using 700 plus scores to buy stuff and we're paying at the bank schedule, then they're leveraging us. They're taking advantage of us. If we flip it and we use it for our benefit, for our convenience, and for, our greater, return on investment, then we're leveraging it for our greater benefit. And I think, that these kind of conversation has to be had more, because we just settle thinking that we've arrived because we got 700 plus scores. We bought a car and we think that, okay, that's it. No, it's not it. We bought a house. No, it's not it. That's not the end of the story.
And your house is not yours unless you paid cash for it. Like if you have a mortgage note on that property, you don't own it until the end of that loan.
Yeah. And we got to start talking in those terms. How much is the house, right? Is the house $350,000? Okay. Then we got to talk about, okay, how do we own $350,000, as fast as possible, right? Correct. And then there's levels and layers to our understanding, because, to be honest, I'm gonna just throw this in real quick, is that even when we own the house, a person can still, if they don't pay the taxes, then they still, can have the house taken away. So, it's understanding a allodial title, understanding owning the land and the property, so that you're not getting tripped up on, property taxes. And right. So I'll just throw that as a little quick. I won't go into detail there, but again, there's layers of information, layers of understanding and we have to cover everything because we've been missing out in just having partial information. And like we just talked about, we buy the house, and then we celebrate, and it's worth celebration, but it is not worth thinking that we've arrived and that there's not more to accomplish.
Correct. And so what is star number 3?
So, yes, can you still hear me okay?
Yes, I hear you fine. You're clear.
Okay. Okay, very, very good. So you asked about the third star.
Correct.
So the third star is real estate. And so, it's a given. It's a cornerstone for building wealth. We know we got to work and live somewhere. But again, the question is, why not own where we work and live? Right. And so, the idea of, well, I got investments over here making 7-8% a year, and my mortgage is only 3-4%. And so, why would I pay my mortgage off, or I got some tax advantages, blah, blah. Right. But, we put ourselves in jeopardy over the longer period of time. If we're not owning that property, free and clear, we get sick or something, or, we lose a job or whatever the case may be. Now we're struggling to, to pay the mortgage or whatever the case may be. Or we became incapacitated. And so now our family members are taking over the property. They can't afford the mortgage. And so now we're in jeopardy of losing the property, in terms of it being an asset, right, to the family. Now we're giving it away only because we didn't take care of business.
Absolutely.
Right.
Real talk, Rodney. Real talk. I'm telling you. Yes.
Yeah. So, well, we get caught up in the semantics, and again, the elite do these things on purpose, and they got us walking around, calling ourselves homeowners, when really we're home buyers, and so we fool ourselves.
Wow.
Yeah. So we think that, hey, we've arrived, and then someone said it. I didn't say it, but someone said, as far as being the owner of a mortgage. It's like being a committed renter. Now, I didn't say that. I know that's strong language, but we got to understand that
we got to close. Committed for 30 years.
30 years, right? So we deserve the truth, right? And we deserve to have candid conversation. If we're gonna have a conversation, let's have candid conversation. Let's be frank. And let's talk, like you said, about things that can make a real difference in people's lives. And let's get beyond the fluff, and let's get beyond the fanfare, the surface material, because that's not helping us. Right? We need the truth, the whole truth, so that the truth can not only, set us free, but it can make us free, and it can keep us free. And we deserve that.
I'm typing something, so I'm sorry. Give me 1 minute, people. You'll see in a minute. Okay, so this is my goal, honestly. My goal is to become financially free of debt. Now, I know I'm always going to have expenses because you can't live on this earth without an expense, right? But my goal is to have enough money. My goal is to have passive income. My investments pay for my expenses, and to have the time freedom to do what I want, when I want, and how I want, where I want and where I want. So that is my goal, is that time freedom, because I'm gonna be truthful. I said it last week. I think I shared that I've been out of a full-time job since 2011. And at 53, I ain't scared to share my age. At 53, I have no grace. Anyway, at 53, I love having my time where I don't have to clock in at 9 o'clock in the morning and clock out at 9 p.m. at night, because I had so much work, because it was a 3-person's job instead of a 1-person's job, and they're overworking me. Okay. my cousin just shared me last night, broke my heart. So I'm definitely going to share this system with her, Rodney, that she had a sweet work week. She was working 3 days and she was off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. She was off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. She was like, it was sweet. She just found out yesterday that she has to work from 11 a.m. No, was it 10 a.m. to 11 p.m.? She was like, wait, what in the world? Is it 2 p.m. to 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. 2 p.m. to that's the middle of the day into the night. What are you doing? You're at work 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. She's like, that's like bondage for her. So, we want to share with people a way that their money resources can work for them in a way where they do not have to be a slave to an employer. Now, you can work for people. I love working for Amazon when I want to, right? I don't want to have to work 12-hour days. So I want my money to work for me. That it is. Oh, there it is. There she go. Dre, I just spoke about your crazy new work schedule. Can you put the time in there for people to see? Because let me tell you, honey, I felt your pain. I felt your pain. I was like bleeding for you, honey. So we're going to get you free. I'm going to share Rodney's system with you. But you got to trust the process, okay? So, I'm sorry. So where were we? We were at star number 3, which was real estate. And now we're
real
at
estate.
Star number 4.
Yeah. And so let me piggyback off what you said, Stephanie. So, the idea of time freedom, money freedom, and really the pursuit of happiness, right? I mean, when I didn't start off with family wealth, I started off with owningeverything.com. And we saw that was a common denominator, that most people, want the same things, right? They want time freedom, right? They want money freedom, plenty of resources to be able to, to do what they want to do. And then, pursue those goals, dreams, passion, purpose, and so forth, and just have the time and have the resources to be able to do so, right? And so, we all really want the same things. And so the question is, well, how do we get that, right? Because it seems so far from us in that, we're all just kind of caught up in this vicious cycle of labor, working, and not really having enough time at the end of the day, or even resources, right, to enjoy our life to the maximum. And so, again, the good news is that we have the answer to that question. It only took 10 years, but we do have it. We do have the answer now. Huh?
No, go ahead, family. I'm just
So, but let me go on to the 4th, which is debt freedom in 10 years or less, debt elimination. So the idea of tolerating debt, of mortgage payments and car payments and student loans and things, and these things lingering for 20 years and 30 years is a tragedy. It's criminal. And so it's all, of course, done on purpose. I read an article recently. It was talking about how the Europeans, take advantage of the Africans and so forth, and how they want the raw materials of the land, but they don't want the Africans to be productive. They don't want them to be manufacturers, industrialists, and so forth. And so they just want the raw materials, so that the other countries may get rich and wealthy off of the land, and that the people themselves, remain impoverished. And so it's you look at that, you're like, oh man, poor Africans. No, that same system of economics is being played all over the world, in the sense that it uses our labor, which is raw. Think about it: time, energy, and resources. It uses our raw talent for the purposes of production, right? And so production, industrialization, and so forth having an end product, for sale and for use. That's where the money is really being made. And so we are just subject to the labor force, right, of raw materials, raw labor. Think about it, right? And then the elite makes, riches and wealth from our labor. And so we have to reverse that. And so thus we're dependent on the government, corporations, and banks continually and consistently, just over broke and unfortunately being in, that hamster wheel. So we have to learn how to be more productive, right? So that we're less dependent on the government, corporations, and the banks, and we can have more time freedom, have more money freedom, and pursue the things that we really are on this earth, to accomplish.
Angela said, great information. Yes. So I have put up here, oh, here it is. Let us become the bank. We are supposed to be the lenders and not the borrowers.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, but it really comes down to, again, reversing the curse. We have to see ourselves in a lender bank situation versus being the borrower. I promise you, they got us conditioned to be just the opposite of what we need to be. We're conditioned to be the consumer instead of being the merchant, being the contributor. We're conditioned to be the borrower instead of the lender, instead of the owner, right? And we're conditioned to be the laborer instead of the wealth builder. And so we're operating in just the exact opposite of what we are really created to do. And so in order to flip it and to be, for our minds, if you will, to be transformed and not be conformed to this world, we got to learn. And we have to be in environments that are both teaching on finance and business, and that we see the opposite is true. I promise you, everything that is being presented in front of you is not the truth. And it's there to exhaust you, to spit you out at the end of the day and to leave you high and dry. And so that's a stark reality. But when you are open to what the truth is, oh my goodness, truly life opens up to every wish and every demand that you have.
Right. But here's the thing, Rodney. You have to meet people where they are. And there are people that do not believe that they are entitled to be wealthy. So that is the mindset, heart set. For some reason, they think God put us on this earth to struggle. No, he didn't. He gave us the Garden of Eden, folks. It was plush with abundant resources, right? We weren't supposed to struggle. I ain't going into all the biblical stuff, but I'm just saying we are designed to have wealth and abundance. And yes, I want wealth. I want money. Money is good. I am attracted to money. Money is attracted to me. It flows in, okay? And I invest it out. There we go. So last star is?
So the last star is equity and assets of $200,000 or more. So equity, we're talking about having ownership interest inside of cash value insurance. I know you had some of our members on talking about the value of insurance, permanent insurance, whole life insurance, and so forth. And so having equity, ownership interest inside the cash that's being built up inside the insurance is huge. We talked about equity in the home. So once you pay down the principal balance and own the home free and clear, that $300,000 home is now worth $300,000 in equity that you can leverage for greater purposes. Equity in businesses. So if you're a part owner of a business, 50% owner, then you're 50% equity position of the business, right? Equity in stocks and bonds, crypto, gold and silver, and so forth. So equity, having ownership interest inside of something that's an asset, something that has growing, lasting, or intrinsic value. And so Robert Kiyosaki said, look, build your assets and let your assets buy your luxuries, pay your expenses, take care of your lifestyle. So we have to do things in a certain order so that, again, we're not expending time, energy, and resources for every little thing that we're trying to do. We really have to reverse the curse and have monies working for us, building faster than what we can build it ourselves, so that, again, we get time freedom, have money freedom, and pursue, the things that we truly desire and deserve in this lifetime.
You said a mouthful, honey. We must get our money working for us. And I'm going to the heart of the people because Andrea says frustrating part is knowing all of this and struggling to live it, be it, and do it.
Yes. Yes, that is frustrating. I mean, and it really comes down to what's the answer, right? I mean, we can quote scripture, and we can be a good citizen, we can volunteer, at the community center and the shelters and things, and try to be a good person and good moral fiber and all of that, give tithes and offerings and all of that, and still come up short, right? And it's like, what gives? Where's the answer? How do we get to the other side of this lack, this struggle, this striving situation, right? And so, again, I'm sorry, go ahead, Steph.
No, I'm just typing. What is the answer to eliminating poverty, eliminating our struggle to gain financial wealth and freedom? What is the answer? Do you have an answer for us, Rodney? Have an answer?
Yes. So listen, let me tell you something. Oh my God, it's only taken 10 years, and we had to look out, and we had to look outside of the United States for the answers that we seek, because the elite has really kept information from the average citizen and so-called, have it covered through the SEC and FINRA and things like that, in terms of, how you have to be an accredited investor and how you have to be an institutional investor to have access to certain information. And it's not true. By being a private lender, being the bank, right? That
Okay.
there are literally platforms around this entire world that will treat you like the bank, treat you like the private lender, and will give you daily interest earnings on your money, so much so that it will create an income stream, it will create surplus, it would create wealth, it would create the ability for you to not only cancel all debt, including mortgages, but also free up your lifestyle in such a way that you've never experienced before. And so we're walking members of our community through this process. We've experienced, my business partner and I have experienced these platforms for the last three months. They are spot on in terms of what they do and how they deliver. And it's really just a matter of time as you walk through a process. It's literally going to be like walking from a bridge, from lack on one side of the bridge to walking to the other side of the bridge, which is abundance. And that distance is measured in time, in weeks, not years. And so in the course of just 6 months, literally you will walk from one dimension to another. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I'm
and
excited.
so
I want to, what is that? What is that? Okay, hold on. Oprah has that run on, run on. Remember that song, Run On? Oh, I want to run to the promised land. Rodney, what you just said to me sounds like the promised land. Anybody else? Angela, does that sound like the promised land to you? I don't know if you got what he said because it was a lot. So there is a system that the elite has. Now, the elite has billions, trillions of dollars. And they are literally like the bank. And their money is gaining interest daily. And it's affording them massive passive income of wealth. because their money is sitting in this system. Is that right?
Yeah, and I'm gonna just say this real quick without going into a lot of detail, right? Everyone listening,
running man on there. See the little running man? Yes, let's run, Angela.
I just want to I'm gonna put a little bit of insight without going into a lot of depth right now. But imagine $1,000, as little as $1,000, right? Growing, being reinvested, principal and interest, week over week over week, and that turning into, let's say, $20,000 in just 4 months, for example. And imagine that from the $20,000 that it yields 3% per day over 7 days a week. If you did the math on that, right, you're talking about $20,000, 2% a day. I believe that's $400 a day. I believe $400 a day times 7 days a week. That's $2,800 a week. Times 4 is 2,800, 5,600, $11,200. I believe, if my numbers are accurate, per month from $1,000, growing to 20,000, and then delivering the people. So this is what we found. It's real. There are multiple platforms all around the world that are doing this for average people around the world. That's changing their life forever. And so it's being hidden from us here in America because certainly the system, the 3-in-1 government, corporation, and banks, they want us beholding to them. They want us stuck. And that's why we're moving at a snail's pace. When we talk about 5%, 10% a year, that's at a snail's pace. And we thought that that's all that existed, stocks and bonds and so forth. It's not, right? You can earn 2, 3, 5% a day.
Honey,
A day.
Woo, that sounds like a win for me. So we have 3 minutes left. And so I want to share that this was a lot of information, the 5 stars of success. So I am going to encourage you all to go back and listen to the replay. And I also want to share once again, because let's change our lives forever. I don't know about you, Rodney, but I am already in my last decade of life. And I don't intend on working 50 hours a week ever again for anybody but myself. And actually, even for myself, I ain't doing that 50-hour work. Okay? So I have funds, meaning money. I am going to get that money into a system, a vehicle that can multiply and give me what I need, financial freedom, so I can get out of the debt, pay my daily, monthly expenses, because I got daily expenses and monthly expenses, and actually yearly expenses like property tax, right? And then have a lifestyle where I can travel, because that's my goal, to travel. So that's my goal for my life. Mm-hmm. And so you guys, I am going to share once again that I am starting a virtual book club, and it is called Wisdom Seekers. For every book we read, we grow. We grow in knowledge. And so let's do this together. The book of the month will be Rodney's Take Back Your Wealth. This is the book. When did you create this book, Rodney? Rodney, when did you write the book? Let me see. I probably could read it. He wrote the book.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't hear you. Yeah, so we launched the book September 2018. And real quick before we run out of time, we do have an event tonight at 8:00, and we're going to be talking about debt elimination tools and strategies. And so again, it's important that everyone sees how total debt elimination can be accomplished from multiple ways. And I promise you, all of these ways are not being presented here in America. They're being designed outside of America, and it's because of these tools and strategies that it literally they're designed to set the captives free. But you have to see it to believe it.
Great. So again, join us tonight at 8 p.m. And what is this event? It's a Zoom, right?
It's a Zoom, so they can go literally to Eventbrite. And they can just browse debt elimination tools and strategies, and then just register for the event on Eventbrite.
Okay, and I'm going to actually share it into the comments, and it's actually on my Facebook page with Rodney Archer. Hold on. So, listen, Rodney, Angela Hope, she says she needs to borrow Rodney for an A. Hope and Company virtual marketplace. My audience needs to hear this. So Angela Hope has a virtual marketplace. She goes live every Saturday and brings products and services. I think more so products, books to people in her audience. So she says, I personally know some wealthy people that their disposable income is endless. Hello. I'm going to be one of those people.
Yeah, it's awesome. All I'll say is this, Angela, is that, allow us to prove it through you. Everybody got to see results, right? And so we're not here to just share information. We want people to be walking, living examples of this, because the people aren't going to believe it until they see people that they know, trust, and love doing it and living the lifestyle that they desire. And so when they see the people that they love and respect walking this lifestyle out, then they'll come running. Otherwise, it's just information, right? We don't mind sowing seed because we got to start there. But we know that the more people we have as examples and living this lifestyle, that's really what's going to draw, the masses for, the breakthrough that they seek. So right. Thank you for your interest.
So Rodney, thank you again. This has been fantastic. And this is Rodney Archer. He's actually the CEO, financial system architect of Family Wealth, actually. And his book is Take Back Your Wealth, moving from lack to abundance. And I just want to thank you again. This has been such a healthy conversation, a needed conversation, and we got to keep this going. Every month I seek to have financial conversations on Heart to Heart Conversations with Stephanie, because it's important. Not many people want to talk about the money. I don't know why they're scared. Maybe because they don't have it, or maybe because they have so much of it, they're scared that if they say it, it's going to go out somewhere. But we all can be wealthy. There's enough abundance out there. There's enough money out there. And I'm so grateful you found this system. So I want to encourage everybody to please join us tonight at 8 p.m. on Zoom. We're going to have a debt elimination conversation, and Rodney's going to share more of what he has found to help us financially eliminate the debt and to grow our income, our money into more abundance, right? So what else you have? What parting words do you have for us?
We just encourage you just to engage everyone to engage in the process. Okay, I like to tell everyone I'm not selling anything. I'm selling process. Right. Process. The elite knows that from the conditioning of all the years, in our elementary, junior high, high school, college, and so forth, that they have basically garnered our support in the things that they're selling and offering. And so in order to reverse the curse, we have to be involved in a reconditioning process for us to know the truth of the matter so that we truly can get ahead. So we just look forward to serving everyone in that matter. Thank you, Stephanie, for having me.
You're welcome. And guys, you can connect to Rodney through Facebook, Family Wealth Today. Please go and like the page. He shares so much information for us. So yeah, that's what we have for you today. Thank you all for joining, and let us grow wealthy together. And this is Stephanie coming to you live with Rodney Archer on, I'm trying to get this off here now. Where is it? Hold on. Oh, nope, that's not it. Sorry. Heart-to-Heart Conversations with Stephanie. So until next week, you guys be blessed and continue to grow. Bye.